Hello, my friends, and welcome. Give me just a moment here. I am Rebecca. I am here from Unmistakably You, and I'm very excited to have this chat with you guys tonight. Now, I am going to go a little bit rogue, as well as being live on Facebook and on YouTube. We are also going to pop over. I've got my phone set up on a separate tripod here, and we are going to invite our Instagram friends to come and join us as well for tonight's conversation. So, here we go. As you're popping on, make sure you say hello. Give me a little wave. Say hello from in the comments. Let me know you're here and what is happening with you. To everybody who's tuning in on Instagram, hi guys, it's Rebecca here from Unmistakably You, and I'm going a little bit rogue tonight. So normally when we go live for Wedding Wednesday, we go live over on Facebook and on YouTube. Tonight, Amy has handed over the reins to me for this conversation, and because of that, I decided we're going to play it a little bit. You're going to see me go back and forth. So we have Facebook friends, YouTube friends. You guys are over here on my laptop, and my Instagram friends, you guys are over here on my phone, and we're going to chat all together tonight. So as you pop in, make sure you say hello. Let me know where you are tuning in from and how your Wednesday is going. We're going to give just 1 or 2 more minutes for everybody to pop in here, but I hope you're having an amazing day and you're ready for tonight's conversation. Tonight, we're going to be chatting about engagement portrait sessions. So this is kind of a perfect topic. It is the time of year where we are seeing a lot of people are out and about photographing their engagement sessions as well as preparing for their wedding days. And we've been talking a lot about things for the actual wedding day, and we're going to just back it on up a little bit to chat about engagement photos, one of my favorite things to chat about. So like I said, as you tune in, make sure you say hello down in the comments, but we're going to dive right in. So why are we talking about engagement photos now? Now, a lot of people know that prime time for engagements, for getting engaged, is often around different holidays. The winter is a very popular time. And because of that, we see a lot of people that are doing photos in January, February, if they want to have engagement photos done right after they get engaged. And then we have the other side of it where we see people who are waiting for the spring and summer. And which one of these should you do? That's totally up to you. There is no right or wrong answer here. There's kind of 2 different trains of thoughts, depending on who you talk to, both on your family and friends side, but also on the photographer side. You're going to get 2 different opinions. So some people will tell you to plan to do them kind of in the 6 to 8 weeks before your wedding day. It's a great way to get ready for your wedding, to get excited about the wedding day coming up, to have some great new photos, to get comfortable in front of the camera. But there's also the flip side of that, where when I'm wearing my other hat as a photographer with Rebecca Nash Photography, then I also talk to my clients about the fact that maybe you want to do it 6 to 8 weeks before, but maybe you want to do it in a completely different season. When you're thinking about your engagement photos, think about what you want to use them for. If you want to use them for save the dates, you're going to want to get those done sooner so that you have photos to use when you design your save the dates or your wedding invitations. If not, maybe you want to wait later. If you're like myself and my husband, where we both have a love of different seasons, unfortunately, your wedding can't span both seasons unless you're having a super long wedding, and then let's chat. But otherwise, you're going to end up picking one of the seasons for your wedding day to be in, and maybe you want to look at a different season for your engagement photos. They're going to go up on the wall in your home, likely side by side with some of your wedding photos. Do you want them all to be in the same outfits? Do you want them all to be in the same season? So think about the season when you are planning ahead for your engagement photos, and think about what seasons have different activities, have special meanings to you, have different places that you might visit during that season that you wouldn't during another season, where maybe you want to capture some moments. That's my first big thing, that when you are planning those sessions, really think about that. Maybe you want to do it early. Maybe you've just gotten engaged, in which case, congratulations and welcome. We're happy to have you here. But maybe you want to look at doing them now because you're planning a fall or winter wedding and you want to have a different, you're not going to have all the blooming flowers that we have now when you get to, say, a November or even an October wedding day. You're going to have some beautiful fall colors, but it's a different vibe. So maybe you want to look at that as a different season being something you want to consider for your engagement photos. Also, when you're looking at those engagement photos, you want to look at who your photographer is going to be. So a lot of people think about getting 2 different photographers, and that is something you can absolutely do. Lots of photographers in town will do a separate engagement photo session for you and create something beautiful. But something to keep in mind when you're planning those engagement photos is maybe there's a photographer that you're thinking about for your wedding day, but you're not ready to book. Maybe you want this to be a tryout for them. You want to book them for your engagement session to see, how do I like the style of the photos? How do they make me feel in front of the camera? How do I connect with this person? And is this somebody I want to build a relationship with for my wedding day? Likewise, maybe you've already found an amazing photographer that you want for your wedding day. You've already booked them and an engagement photo is included in your package. It is a fantastic way for you guys to get to know each other better, to connect, to build a rapport with each other, to be able to learn through experience what you do and don't love about certain photos or anything like that. It's a great way to just continue to build that relationship, and it's going to make it that much more comfortable on your wedding day. So definitely something that you want to keep in mind when you're planning those. So we've talked about the season, we've talked about your photographer. Where the heck are you going to do these engagement photos? You can do them anywhere. A great photographer can work with just about any backdrop that you give them. And they can make something beautiful because at the end of the day, it is about you. But just like any great movie, a great set, a great location can add to the photos, both your experience and the end result. We have seen all kinds of different unique things happen in terms of the photos, locations, the wardrobe, all of the things like that. Different ways you can put your personality. Excuse me, talking so fast, I'm giving myself hiccups. Let's slow down a little bit. So, just remember that location is something that can also add to the story of your engagement photos. So maybe you want it to be something similar to the style of your wedding day, especially if you're going to use those photos for, say, your save the date cards. But maybe you want to do something totally different that reflects a different aspect of your personality that it may be more challenging to incorporate into your wedding day. Maybe you want to highlight that a little bit more in your engagement session. And this brings me to my next thing. So when you're looking at the wardrobe and the props and the locations for your engagement photos, talk to your photographer. This is the most important thing. This should be a collaboration. It is your photos. They should reflect you. Be authentic in who you are, what you love, where you love to go, the things you love to do together, the way you dress. I mean, we might step it up a little bit from our everyday outfits. Nothing wrong with that. But it should still look like you, because otherwise you're not going to connect to the photos. You're not going to love them the same way. And we want you to love them. But also collaborate with that person behind the camera. We have some fantastic, amazing, crazy talented, and just wonderful people as photographers in this city. We are very lucky that way. And they know amazing places. They have photographed in many of the places you might be considering. They also might have some unique secret spots that you haven't thought of yet that might be able to help enhance the way you're telling the story of who you are and what you love about each other and who you are as a couple. And that's what we're all about. It's all about making it unmistakably you, not just in your wedding day, but right from the start of your planning, right through your engagement photos and on to the wedding day. So take that into consideration and co-create, collaborate with your photographer. Talk to them about your ideas. Talk to them about the things you love to do together. If you are someone who has never picked up a book in your life willingly, it was only, back in grade 10 when you absolutely had to for English class, why are you photographing in a library? That's not reflecting who you are. It's a beautiful place. It's an amazing place. I'm a book nerd. I would love to photograph you in a library. But if it's not who you are, that's what matters most, is they should reflect you, who you and your spouse are as a couple. So think about unique locations. We had one couple last year. I photographed an engagement session at the Woodstock Flying Club because they spend a lot of time there as a family. He's a pilot. This is something they do. And it was unique and amazing and beautiful. And I've never shot another session there. So I will never create those same photos for somebody else. So think about as well, do you have unique access to something that is special to you, to something like the Flying Club? Or maybe it's a museum, a library, a unique place around town that means something to you. Collaborate with your photographer. Talk to them about the things that you want, about the things you do together, about who you are, and see what you can create. And of course, be authentic. Make sure it's a reflection of who you are. Last but not least, I don't want to keep you guys for too long because I could sit here and talk about photography all day long. And if you have questions, start popping them in now because this is going to be my last major point I want to hit on. So if you have questions for me about engagement photography, about portraits, anything like that, please drop them in. I'll be happy to answer as many as I possibly can. But the last thing I want to talk about is have fun. No matter what season you choose to do it in, no matter where you choose to do it, no matter the style, the photographer, all of those good things are important in bringing the shoot together. But if you are miserable the entire shoot, if you are nervous the entire shoot, it's not as much fun. So how can you make it fun? Like I said, getting a photographer that you really like, that makes it more fun. Maybe you plan a date night. Maybe this is part of a date night experience. You go for dinner before or after. You're going to go to the show after. You're already dressed up. You're already out having it. Make it an experience. Make it memorable. Make it fun for you and for your spouse, because this is one of those memories on your journey to being Mr. and Mrs., Mrs. and Mrs., Mr. and Mr., to being on your way to your happily ever after with the person that you love. Make it fun. How else can you add to the experience? Is there a little joke you want to bring into it? Is there a funny prop? Do you want to include your dog? Do you want to include your kid? Do you want to include sports? Include the video games you love to play? Go out for dinner? Go to some special event? Make it fun. Make it an experience. Make it a date night. Go have fun with it. Those are my best things that I can tell you about making sure that your engagement photos are a complete and utter success. These will give you a better chance at getting the photos that you absolutely love, that you want to display on your wall, that you want to have in an album for the rest of your life, that you can't wait to share with your friends and family. This is one of those steps on the way to your I do's, on the way to your happily ever after, and it matters. So take the time, enjoy it. Get creative, do something different. Just because everybody else you know had their engagement photos done in the spring, in the beautiful blooms, doesn't mean you need to. Make it uniquely you. You love to snowboard? Go do it outside in the snow. You love to hang out in a library with a cup of hot chocolate in the winter? Make that happen. Any season, any setting, you can make it your own. So do it. Make it unmistakably you. If you have questions about this or any other topic, you can reach out to us anytime. Drop a note in the comments or hit us for a DM on Facebook, on Instagram, or even through the contact form on the website. We would love to hear from you. We have so many great things coming from fantastic Wedding Wednesdays, which we will be back again next week at 8 p.m. right here. But beyond that, we are in the middle of planning for fall. We have dance workshops and wedding planning workshops and a few other fun little date nights that we are tossing ideas around for. So let us know what you would love to see, what you would love to attend, and how we can help to serve you along your way to your I do and your happily ever after. And we would love to see you there. For tonight, that is our show, and it is Rebecca here signing off from Unmistakably You. I hope to see you around the internet or in our studio very soon. I hope you have an amazing night. Happy Wedding Wednesday.